Hey, it's me. I am just finishing up what I started last night because what I started last night was basically cut short when YouTube stopped. I don't know if it was YouTube or Chrome or the computer or what, but something made YouTube stop recording the live stream last night. So I'm just going to finish up and do the rest of the unboxing for the Toolkit. This is the book that I got for the Toolkit. Um, it is a deck builder's toolkit for Ravnica Allegiance set for Magic. This is the pack I tried opening. As you can see, it's already open. I'm still kind of tired, but that happens. So I've got first card, Civic Stalwart. It's a 4-mana Elephant Soldier. Power and toughness of 3/3, and when it enters the battlefield, creatures you control get 1/1. We have Fairy Duelist. It's a 2-mana cost, 1/2 Fairy Rogue. With Flash, it's -2/0 until the end of the turn. We have Gorklan Wrecker. It's a 4-mana, 2/2 Human Warrior. The only two effects on it are Riot and Menace. We then have Thirsting Shade. 1-mana cost, 1/1 Shade creature with flying. No. It doesn't have flying. It has lifelink, and pay 3 to have it gain 1/1 until the end of the turn. Then I have Stony Strength. It's a 1-mana cost instant. It allows you to put a 1/1 creature on target creature you control and untap that creature. Imperious Oligarch. It's a 2-mana cost, 2/1 human cleric. Got Vigilance and Afterlife. It's a 4-mana cost enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, Ill-Gotten Inheritance deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you gain 1 life. So basically, it happens once every one of my turns, and it happens to everybody but me, where they lose life. We have Get the Point. It's a 5-mana cost instant that allows me to destroy target creature and scry 1. That'll actually go well in a deck I'm planning on making, assuming I can work it in there. We then have Watchful Giant. It's a 6-mana cost, 3/6 giant soldier creature. When it enters the field, create a 1/1 white human soldier token, or creature token, or human creature token. Then we have Ministrant of Obligation. There's a lot of clerics in here, and this is one of them. It's a human cleric. 3-mana cost, 2/1 human cleric. 2. split card. Consecrate and Consume. First half is 2 mana, second half is 4 mana. And it looks like one of them is an instant and the other one's a sorcery. Consecrate is the instant, and you can exile a creature from a graveyard and draw a card. Consume is the sorcery. Target player sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures they control, and you gain life equal to its power. Which, again, would go well in the deck I'm making. I just need to find a way to work it in there. I have a feeling that one would work well in that deck better than, better than the other one. But the other, I don't want to have a 3-color deck yet, basically. We have Clan Guildmage. It's a 2-mana cost, 2/2 human shaman. You can tap 2 and tap the creature to have a target creature be unable to block, or tap 3 and tap the creature and have target land you control become a 4/4 elemental with haste. And it's still a land for the turn. We have Judith the Scourge Diva. Ooh. This would go well in my burn deck. It is a 3-mana cost, human, shaman, legendary creature. Power and toughness of 2/2. Other creatures you control get +1/0. And whenever a non-token creature you control dies, Judith the Scourge Diva deals 1 damage to any target. That would go well in the deck I already have. And we have a shiny Grasping Thrall. It's a 5-mana cost, 3/3 Thrall. With flying. And when it enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to each opponent, and the person that played it gains 2 life. We then have Azorius Guildgate. Counts as either an island or a plains. And a spirit token. That was the more recent, I believe that was the more recent Guilds of Ravnica set from, I think, this year, because we also have this Guilds of Ravnica from right at the end of last year, or late this year, or I mean, not late, early this year. I'm not a time traveler, or am I? First card in there is Wall of Mist. Wall of Mist is a 2-mana cost 0/5 defender. So basically, it's there to block. We have Wojek Bodyguard. It's a 3-mana cost 3/3 human soldier with Mentor, and it cannot attack or block alone. We then have Take Heart. It's a 1-mana cost instant. Target creature gains +2/+2 until the end of the turn. You gain 1 life for each attacking creature you control. We then have Burglar Rat. 2-mana cost, 1/1 rat. And when it enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card. Particulous Vine. A lot of defenders here. 1-mana cost, 0/3 plant wall with Defender, and 2 mana cost and tap it, sacrifice a creature with Defender and draw a card. Never happened. I've got a few of these from one of the more recent sets that came out. Never happened. It's a 3 mana cost sorcery. You basically get to look at one of your opponent's hands and exile one of the cards out of their hand. Well, you get to choose whether you exile one out of their graveyard or their hand, but that one would go well in the deck I wanted to make. We then have Hitchclaw Recluse. It is a 3 mana cost 1/4 spider with reach. And a Deadly Visit. It's a 5 mana cost sorcery that allows you to destroy a creature and surveil 2. If you want to read through what surveil is, just pause the screen. Iron Shell Beetle. 2 mana cost 1/1 insect creature. When it enters the battlefield, another creature or any creature gets 1/1. And we have Necrotic Wound. It is a 1 mana cost instant with Undergrowth. Every version of Undergrowth is different, but every version of Undergrowth deals with the cards in your graveyard. In this case, pay 1 mana and play the card. Target creature gets -X, -X until the end of the turn, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. If that card would die, or if that creature would die, exile it instead. City Watch Sphinx. It's a 6 mana cost 5/4 Sphinx with flying. And when it dies, surveil. Then I have Glowspore Shaman. 2 mana cost 3/1 Elf Shaman. And when it enters the battlefield, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. And you may put a land card from your graveyard on top of your library. Although this one helps them out, it also kind of hurts them if you know their deck. It's called Unmoored Ego. It's a 3 mana cost sorcery. You basically get to choose a card and search an opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for up to 4 cards with that name. That player shuffles their library, then draws a card. It basically exiles anything with a certain name that's in their deck, hand, or discard pile. And then they get to draw. If they have 4 cards named that, they get to draw 4 cards. We have Parhelion Control. It's a 4 mana cost 2/3 human knight with vigilance, flying, and mentor. And the land, Dimir Guildgate, counts as either a swamp or the swamp or an island. And we have a Bird Illusion token. Next is Dominaria pack. First card in there is a Fervent Strike. It's a 1 mana cost instant. Target creature gets +1/0 until the end of the turn, and as well as gaining first strike and haste. Then we have Cold Water Snapper. It's a 6 mana cost, 4/5 hexproof. And it's a turtle. Because turtle. And we have Davenant Trapper. It's a 3 mana cost, 3/2 human archer. And whenever you cast a historic spell, which would be an artifact, a legendary, or a saga. So whenever you cast an artifact, a legendary, or a saga card, tap target creature an opponent controls. So if you have, let's say you have a bunch of 1 mana cost with haste that are all artifacts, or artifact creatures. And you have Davenant Trapper on the field. You can essentially play all your cards and attack them right away, and wind up killing them in the game. But I highly doubt that's going to happen, at least with my cards anyway. So we then have Llanowar Envoy. It's a 3 mana cost, 3/2 elf scout creature. You can tap 2 to add 1 mana of any color. So it basically turns 2 land that's on the field into something different. Into one of something different. And we have Feral Abomination. 6 mana cost, 5/5 with Death Touch. And then we have Eviscerate. This one will go well in that one deck I was planning on building. 4 mana cost, sorcery that allows you to destroy target creature. And we have Voltaic Servant. At the beginning of your end step, untap target artifact. And we have Seismic Shift. 4 mana cost, sorcery. Destroy target land. Up to 2 target creatures cannot block this turn. We have Academy Drake. 3 mana cost, 2/2 Drake creature. With a kicker, which means basically kicker 4. So you can either pay 3 mana cost for a 2/2 flying, or you can pay 7 for a 4/4 flying. We then have Skittering Surveyor. It's an artifact creature. 3 mana cost, 1/2 construct, I think. Yes. And when it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Spore Swarm. This one would actually go well on my Sapperling deck that I just made. It's a 4 mana cost instant that allows you to create 3 1/1 green Sapperling creature tokens. We then have Final Parting. 5 mana cost, sorcery. Search your library for 2 cards, put 1 into your hand and the other into your graveyard, then shuffle your library. And now for the 2 legendary cards. And Eric, if you make it this far into the video, the second legendary is one that I have a feeling you'd like, but I may or may not use. First one is a legendary artifact. It's Black Blade Reforged. Pay 2 to play, and then 7 to equip. To a regular creature or It's 7 to equip to a regular creature or 3 to equip to a legendary creature. The equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each land you control. I may or may not use that in combination with Tadiova Benthic Druid. It is a 3/3 Merfolk Druid legendary creature. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Then there's the obligatory, or whatever it is. The 1 land per pack. This one's a plains and sap rolling token. Last of the 4 booster packs. This one is from Core 2019. First card in there is Knight of the Tusk. It is a 6 mana cost, 3/7 human knight with vigilance. And we have Gearsmith Prodigy. It's a 1 mana cost, 1/2 artificer that becomes a 2/2 if you control an artifact. Catalyst Elemental. 3 mana cost, I think. Yeah, 3 mana cost, 2/2 elemental, and you can sacrifice it to get 2 mana. Then we have Hired Blade. It's a 3 mana cost, 3/2 human assassin with flash. Excuse me. I gotta use my neti pod soon. Talons of Wildwood. It's a 2 mana cost aura enchantment. Enchanted creature gets 1/1 and trample, which would go well with that legendary creature that I just pulled out of the last pack. Invoke the Divine. 3 mana cost, instant. Destroy target artifact or enchantment and gain 4 life. Pegasus Courser. It's a 3 mana cost, 1/3 Pegasus. It's got flying, and whenever it attacks, another target attacking creature gains flying. Field Creeper. It's a 2 mana, 2/1 Scarecrow artifact creature. No effect. Aviation Pioneer. It's a 3 mana cost, 1/2. It's a human artificer. And when it enters the battlefield, you get a 1/1 Doctor creature token with flying. Got a bunch of those, but not really too much, but I still have a bunch of those. Vishano Pyromancer. 2 mana cost, 2/1 Vishano Wizard. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. I have a card that might go well if I can find a way to get a full playset of this and a full playset of a card that gives it trample. This card may go well in my token deck that I have. It is a Johnny's Pridemate. It is a 2 mana cost, 2/2 trample. Or no, what am I saying? It doesn't have trample. I want to give it trample. a Johnny's Primate, 2 mana cost, 2/2 cat soldier. Whenever you gain life, which I already have 3 or 4 cards in there that allow me to gain life, a bunch of life. Whenever you gain life, you may put a 1/1 counter on a Johnny's Primate. The only thing I'm unsure about is if it's like there's something I'm unsure about with that card, though. I'm going to have to reread the cards that I have in the deck and figure it out. Just leave me, anyone that makes it this far into the video, just leave me a comment down below to check and see whether or not a Johnny's Primate would work in my token deck. Next card, Aethershield Artificer. 4 mana cost, 3/3 Dwarf Artificer. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target artifact creature you control gets +2/+2 and indestructible. It's almost like inconceivable, but it's indestructible. And we have Skilled Animator. It is a 3 mana cost, 1/3 human artificer. And when it enters the battlefield, target artifact you control becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness 5/5 for as long as Skilled Animator remains on the field. And then the rare is Runic Armasaur. It is a 3 mana cost, 2/5 dinosaur creature. And hold on to your butts. Whenever an opponent activates an ability of a creature or a land that is not a mana ability, you may draw a card. Then the mana per pack is a mountain and a single-sided zombie token. And there's the last of the 4 packs. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you made it this far, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you in an upcoming video.